So there's a brand new Thai horror series, limited series on Netflix called Don't Come Home. Now, I went into this blind like I do most things, and this is about a woman who's taking her kid to her childhood home because of something that has happened that she's trying to run away from. And when she gets there, the house seems to have more occupants than she bargained for. It's yeah. Anyway, you'll see when you watch it. Now, I guess I'll kind of spoil that ish, but I do want to say this: the first episode definitely had me thinking one thing, and that's what's so great about going into things blind. I don't know what a trailer would have shown, but this is such a great show to experience blind because, as I said, if you want to just trust me here and you are into Thai horror and you want to see a television series that is pretty unique and definitely does stuff that you won't expect, then definitely check this one out. If you want to hear more, then stay. It's 6 episodes, about 45 minutes apiece, and it is a limited series. So this is the complete story. You don't have to worry about it getting renewed or worry about waiting for a year or 5 for the next season. This is a completed story. And do I think it's worth it? 100%. I thought this was one of the better horror shows of 2024. Pretty big surprise. I loved it. And let's talk about it. So, yeah, I'll try my best to not spoil things here, but once again, I think going in blind to something like this is really great because I did not expect anything out of it. I didn't know what to expect in the slightest, and so with that, I kind of was genuinely surprised when things started to happen. So, the first episode plays out pretty much like The Conjuring. That's what it reminded me of. And not exactly, of course, but it had elements of that. And it kind of felt like a Mike Flanagan Haunting of Hill House or as James Wan's Conjuring or something like that, amalgamation of those. And I kind of was like, oh, okay, like this is cool. Like, it's kind of like been there, done that to a degree, but it's atmospheric. I think it's well done. So cool. Like I'm in, right? Then episode 2 happens. I thought I had it all figured out. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing a Conjuring thing. Cool. Second episode happens. I mean, talk about flipping a script. Talk about like, whoa, what? This is not, wait, what? Then from there, because that made me think a whole new thing, right? That would took me a completely different direction. I was like, oh shit, all right, whoa, what now? What is happening? And then third episode and beyond did it again, where I was like, wait, what? That no, what? And then I think from like 3 on, you kind of like roll with it and you kind of see where we're heading with things, and then you do kind of have it figured out, and it's very mind fuckery. And I was all about it. I really bought into the characters. I really liked our main our main mom, her journey to um, do what she's trying to do. And then we have our main detective girl who's pregnant. She's 6 months pregnant and she's dealing with her own bullshit. And the way everything ties together, yes, there's conveniences here. Yes, there's things that people might roll their eyes at and say, okay, this is a little too much or this is a little too convoluted or whatever. But I fully just am, just accepted everything and really bought into things. And I was really rooting for our characters here and not rooting for the antagonists. And I thought there was some really interesting things being explored here. And while I can definitely see some people, and myself included for a minute, but once it concluded, I actually dropped any issues I had because there was a couple questions that I was raising during this. Where I was like, I don't know, why would this happen if this was the case? Blah blah blah. Like, why wouldn't this character realize this because she's done this or she has this? But as it continued and as it neared its conclusion, I was like, I actually think like this all makes perfect sense because this character is genuinely broken, and I excuse any kind of questions I might have had towards that stuff. So man, I was really impressed with this one. I was not expecting that at all. I went into this without Kaylee. I usually don't watch shows with Kaylee that I think are going to be really good, but every once in a while, you're so deep in. I actually thought about. I was 2 episodes in, and I was like, oh man, I should wait. I should wait. I don't know, but we're just so wrapped up in everything else that it's so hard to get together for time like this that a lot of the times I end up finding my own time after she's went to bed, after the kids have went to bed, and therefore I can sit down and actually finish these things. But this is one I'm actually excited because I actually think this will benefit from a second viewing. And so watching it with Kaylee and getting to see her first viewing as I'm seeing it for the second time, I think a second viewing will actually make it even better because it is one of those kinds of stories and one of those kinds of shows. So, I think this is a really cool show. I can't mention any other aspects of it otherwise it would be spoilery and would ruin the experience, and I can't compare it to any other things because that would also do that. So for now, I'm just gonna say if you are a fan of it is dubbed if you want to watch it that way, so you don't even have to read subtitles. A lot of the Thai or Indonesian horror on Netflix doesn't include dubbing; it only has subtitles, which is how I watch almost all of those things. But with this one, there is a English dub, so that is there. It's the one that it starts with, um, so that's why I know it's there. So yeah, if you are a fan of Thai horror or just horror television and you want to see something pretty surprising, I think this one's worth your time. It's only 6 episodes. It's quick and it's complete. No seasons to wait for. So yeah, definitely let me know if you check it out. I think it's gonna be one that falls uh, off a lot of people's radar. I don't think it's ever going to appear on their radar, unfortunately, but I think it's worth people's time, and I was very impressed with this one. Best Thai horror experience of the year, and I watched quite a few of them. I watched a lot of Indonesian horror. I watched a decent amount of Thai horror. My favorite Indonesian horror thing of the year was Train of Death. That was fucking awesome. And this is my favorite Thai thing of the year. Don't Come Home. Awesome. Really big fan of this one. And then, those are, anyway. So definitely check that out. Check out Train of Death if you can find that. And let me know. I'll see you in the comments. All right. Bye.